week's mining bulletin on Africa, brought to you by Africa Mining Brief, Africa's leading journal. In this week's news, Zambia nullifies Konkola Copper CEO's permit. 8 out of 10 South Africans benefit from mining. SA Chamber of Mine elects new president. Tulo to resume Turkana oil drilling after resolving conflict. Angola's diamond production eyes bright future. North River starts diamond drilling in Namibia, and Zambia recalls modified version of unprocessed copper duty. Welcome, I'm Tora Onyango. We begin in Zambia, where Zambia government has revoked the work permit of Konkola Copper Mine CEO Kishore Kumar few days after Vendetta Resources announced the move to replace more than 1,500 jobs with automation machine. They had announced that the March 24th they would replace more than 1,500 jobs with automation machines through its subsidiary Konkola Copper in Zambia. The move was rejected by Zambian President Michael Sata, who threatened to cancel the license of Konkola Copper mines. According to Mines Minister Christopher Yuluma, the revocation of Kumar's permit is a personal issue with an individual, and the government still fully supports Konkola. Meanwhile, Vendetta has since apologized to the president of Africa's biggest copper producer after the country revoked the work permit of the chief executive officer. In South Africa, the outgoing president of Chamber of Mines of South Africa, Mark Cutifani, has said that 8 out of every 10 South Africans have benefited directly and literally from mining. Cutifani, who is also Anglo-American CEO, noted that the mining industry in South Africa is South Africa's best channel to eradicate poverty. According to the chamber, the industry creates 1 million jobs annually and it also amounts to about 18% of the country's GDP. The chamber has elected Mike Teke as its new incoming president. He has been serving as the vice president for the past year and is the founder of Dedicol and a non-director of Optimum Coal. Mrs. Kanisile Kweyama, executive director of Anglo-American, was elected as first vice president, and Mr. Graham Briggs elected as second vice president. Now, in Kenya, Tulo, a British exploration company, has resumed operation in Block 10BB and Block 13T in northern Kenyan region following successful dialogue with the national and county government and leaders of the local community. The firm had adjourned the drilling operations on 2 blocks following the protests from angered villagers who demanded for more jobs on the site. Tulo also signed a memorandum of understanding with the Minister of Energy, which clearly laid out a plan for the government, local communities and Tulo to work together inclusively over long term and to ensure the operation continue without disruptions. However, Tulo's country deputy manager Sid Black said that the country lost money during the week it had shut down in 2 exploration blocks. And now in Angola, a study has revealed that the future of Angola's diamond production is bright following a new mining law and of higher quality diamonds. According to analysts at CISEC Ecology Consultancy and Sub-Saharan investment bank Eaglestone, the wave of increasing Asian luxury goods market would boost Angola's diamond output. The report said that the country is endowed with both kimberlites and alluvial diamond deposits, many of which still await development. The chairman of the Endami Diamond Mining Company, Carlos Sumbula, anticipated that the mining code would make it possible for investors to take a majority stake in mining companies to reduce the tax burden from 35% to 25% and allow a single contract to be signed covering prospecting and exploration. In Namibia, North River Resources, a London-based metals exploration company, has started underground diamond drilling at its Nambi Lead Zinc Silver project in Namibia. North River holds 100% of Nambi Lead Zinc project, which is centered on the underground Nambi Lead mine. According to the company, the campaign involving approximately 5,000 meters of drilling is designed to upgrade and expand the project's complete resources. The Nambi mine currently has resources of 668 tons with 6.6% zinc, 2.5% lead, and 46% silver. And in Zambia, barely a few days after Zambia suspended the 10% export levy on unprocessed copper, the government has announced that it has reinstated a modified version of it. The move comes after President Michael Sata said that the law suspending taxes on raw materials announced recently will not benefit the country. Secretary of the Treasury, Fredson Yamba, said that Zambia has introduced a 10% export duty on semi-processed based metal, including copper. Recently, Zambia, Africa's largest copper producer, lifted the 10% duty which was slapped on export of unprocessed copper and several other minerals in raw form for 1 year. For these and more news, please visit us at www.ambrifonline.com. Until next time, I'm Tora Onam.